Welcome, Scorpio. This is Spicy Sunflower Tarot, and I'm going to do a reading for you for the month of September. I am going to be looking at several different areas for you to highlight. So we're going to start with several shuffles here to the deck. I'm using the Naked Heart Tarot. This is by Jillian Wild, and truly lovely illustrations. While I'm shuffling, Scorpio, tune into your inner guidance, tune into your intuition, call upon your higher self. Ask for wisdom, love, light, clarity for the message that'll come out for you in this reading. Like I said, I am designing this, intending for this to be for the entire month of September. And so that starts tomorrow. I want to make sure that you all have your readings as we get started on this broad monthly overview here. But I am going to target several key areas of your life. So just remember, don't make this fit if it doesn't fit. If this is not your reading, just leave it for someone that it is for. But remember, Scorpio can be your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Mars placement, any prominent placement in your chart that you have Scorpio, this reading might fit. Or you might be a cross watcher. You're welcome to be here as well. So maybe you have a Scorpio in mind and you're interested in what they're up to or what their September is going to be like. So readings can be helpful in that way also, just to give you a little insight, a little understanding into the ways of your beloved or somebody that you have your eye on. So I'm looking to start off this reading for you, Scorpio, with you. You in general, what is your current energy? What is your September energy? Now we're always changing, shifting, and growing, but what is just overall going to be your state of mind, Scorpio? I'm asking for that highest and best true message for Scorpio. What is your energy? I felt like I had a couple of ones that wanted to jump out, but giving it just a little bit more time. Let's see, Scorpio. What is your energy as you start off September? It's freaking beautiful. The Chariot. Okay. Moving forward. It's a yes card. If you're asking a question, your energy is moving along, moving forward. Could be getting a new car, but just it's a yes and it's a movement forward. It's usually kind of fast. It's the Archangel. It is the major arcana for the sign of Cancer. And we move into your finances. What are your finances looking like, Scorpio? Where are you sitting financially in the month of September? What kind of energy are you bringing in? Money is just energy. Finances can be your lifestyle in general. What is that looking like for you? Well, these are pretty sticky. Let's see. Oh, death. Okay, your energy. So you're bringing your energy into the month of September. Death card, major arcana for the sign of Scorpio. Your power card, your power symbol. What I'm getting from that is the end of a difficult cycle financially, moving into a more abundant, prosperous time. The death card is transformation. So do not let that scare you. Death card here in your finances. I'm not getting anything negative from that. I'm getting that there is a shift. There is a transformation, possibly in the way that payment comes in, the way that payment goes out. Maybe by death itself, you have paid off bills and you're financially free. And you can also maybe have accrued new debt as you've paid off old debt. So it's just transformation. We'll come back to this. We're looking for your love life. In the absence of a love life, let this pertain to you and the way you love yourself. We have another major arcana, this one for the sign of Sagittarius. This is Temperance. This is Temperance. In the traditional Rider-Waite, Temperance is ruled by Archangel Michael. So Temperance is here in your love life, showing a beautiful sense of moderation, showing alchemy. The Temperance card is about alchemy, very similar to Death card in that death is the transformation from one thing to another. The Temperance is alchemy, transforming something from what it was to something new and transformed. Similar to Death, but just in a different way. Now we're looking for family. What is your family life like in the absence of family? Please, again, let this pertain to the way that you treat the world at large, our greater family. That one definitely jumped. So that is the Wheel of Fortune. 4 major arcanas for the sign of Scorpio for the month of September. In regards to family, the Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Fortune. It is abundance. It is also another very similar to Sagittarius. This Wheel of Fortune is coming in as it's abundance, it's Jupiter, it is financial wins, gains, it's also karma. So the karmic wheel is turning, and I'm going to say in your favor, Scorpio. We'll come back and discuss that. Health. We're looking for health, Scorpio, and Scorpio's health. What is going on? What can we give Scorpio as some guiding rule of thumb here for health? 10 of Cups. That was fabulous. Okay, so emotionally, you are extremely content. This is the card of joy in the heart. It is a 10, so it is the culmination. Essentially, in the month of September, you couldn't feel more joyful, more fulfilled, more contented than you do right now. That is absolutely wonderful. So what about a barrier? What is a challenge? What is a conflict that we need to be aware of? Show us what is getting in Scorpio's way in September. Something that they're thinking, something that they're doing, a person, place, or thing. What is a barrier for Scorpio that they can be aware of? Remember, knowledge is power. The Hermit. Is a Virgo getting in your way? Are you getting in your own way by detaching too much? It's the Hermit. It's major arcana for the sign of Virgo. What is your advice? We know what your barrier is. Now, how do we go forward in September? Knowing all this information, what can we utilize in order to move ahead peacefully? What is your advice? Your advice is the 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay. So the advice is you've been overburdened, overused, betrayed. It's just taking on so many burdens. The 10 of Wands as advice is to know when to let go. How much more can you bear? How much more can you stand? You've already been shown the truth of what is going on. You've already understood those that were laying burdens on your back. You already saw the truth. You already see the way that things are happening around you, and you've allowed a wand and another wand and another wand to be laid on your back. So at this point, for advice, your advice is to let it go. Lay it down. Lay the heavy burden down once and for all. What about a future? What is your future? What is your future energy? What is some advice we can give Scorpio for the future? For your future, Scorpio, we have the 10 of Swords, another 10. So that is 3 10s in the bottom row. And that as a future energy, this is goodness, yikes, being stabbed in the back, being betrayed, being, it's just persecution. 10 of Swords as a future energy. Just like the 10 of Wands, you understand what in the future you will understand exactly how much or the extent of the betrayal. We're going to come back to this. Keep this in mind here as a future energy, and I will clarify that for you because that is, yeesh. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Innocence of Swords. So we do have, as an overall energy for September, my instinct is to say, keep your eyes and your ears wide open, Scorpio. Not that you don't already. As a sign in general, Scorpio is a very psychic, intuitive, you understand the ways of the world. You're somebody that sees deep. You're somebody that feels deep. You understand how things work. You can read a room before the room knows it's being read. You feel the energy, you feel the vibes, you pick up on things. Innocence of Swords is the Page of Swords, and this is a very investigative, sleuthy, detective, like energy. It's on the naive, immature side because we are talking about a page. So it is very on the totem pole of maturity. It's down quite a ways. But what it is saying is that something has piqued your interest. Something has given you reason to be curious. Remember, curiosity killed the cat. So be careful with your curiosity, but pay attention. Your spidey senses are peaked and you're looking out for yourself in order to protect yourself. Innocence of Swords, Page of Swords as overall energy here for you. So let's come back to the Chariot. As we look at the Chariot, what I'm going to do as well, because I did want to clarify that last card for you, I'm going to pull Innocence of Page or Innocence of Swords and set that off to the side. I'm going to set the deck over here so we have that ready to go. And come back to the beginning, you and your energy, now that we see the full spread. As the month of September progresses and as an overall energy, the energy that you are bringing is to move ahead, to move forward, to move past whatever it is that's going on. You understand that it is time to move forward. It's a yes card. So if the answer is, should I stay or should I go? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. The answer is probably, if I were to put down my 2 cents personally, is go. You've been shown. You understand what's happening. You understand what has happened. Go. Get your wings, get your chariot, get in it, and go. Probably time is under your feet at this point, that the advice is go yesterday. You should have gone yesterday. And I'm not giving you advice. If this is not your reading, if this is not your message, please do not make this fit. But it is really coming through that for you, Scorpio, move ahead, move forward, get in your chariot and go. Your finances, you have the Death card. So as I mentioned when this came out, I'm really feeling that this is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another one. It is a transformation in your finances, either from being dirt broke poor to abundance beyond your belief, or this is a cycle closing, such as you've finally paid off that student loan, such as you've finally reached the end of the debt, you've paid off your mortgage, something big has transformed from one state to another. And if this is in the realm of you've paid off bills and you're at a zero balance, and so now you're deciding that it's time to go and open a new credit account so that you can bring in this new form of abundance. Maybe you're redecorating, refurnishing your entire home. So you're taking on debt that you've had a zero balance and now you're going to have debt again. I just don't get a negative feeling from this. I'm getting the feeling that this transformation is in the way because this is your power card. This is your energy coming into your finances. I believe that it is for the highest good, and I believe it's to make your world better. So it's a transformation so that your world is improved in your finances, and the death energy is showing up here. In your love life, this can be towards a partner, a loving partner, soulmate, spouse, something along those lines. Or this, if you are a single person, this is the self-love that you have. And we're showing up with temperance, major arcana for the sign of Sagittarius. And this is all about balance, making sure that you aren't taking from Peter to pay Paul. You're making sure that if you're showing the love that you have in your heart to the world at large, you're also showing that love to yourself, and probably to yourself first. So it is all about moderation. And again, as similar to the death card, it's alchemy. It is transforming gold into metal. I'm sorry, it's transforming one element into another element, into another form. So your love, your passion, your joy, and that love that you feel in your heart like you do for another person, for yourself, that is transforming out into the way that you are in the world. So this temperance energy showing up in your love life as a blessing. It's a blessing to you. It's showing you that you are a magician, that you are very powerful in your love life. If you're showing this temperance energy to another, it's creating this flow of them showing it back to you. If you're alone in the world without this love partner in your life, this is you showing it to other people and them showing it back to you. So I really get this very beautiful, it's something I don't think you've been able to really experience before, Scorpio, but you're really experiencing it in this month of September. That's temperance energy, transforming from one state to another. Alchemy. Your family here, as the Wheel of Fortune states, that you'll experience an abundance in your family, your either family of origin, your extended family, or it's the family that we choose, which is sometimes our friends. And we can think that, our best friend on the planet, that is actually our sister. We may introduce our best friend to our children as aunt or uncle because we've brought them in. And in the Wheel of Fortune, in the family for September, there is this abundant overflow of joy, harmony, blessings, abundance, fruitfulness. The wheel is turning in your favor. It's the Wheel of Fortune, also called the karmic wheel. So what you've brought into family relationships, you'll be receiving. If you've treated your family fairly, if you've treated them lovingly, if you've been abundantly with them, treated them abundantly, the fruits of your labor are going to be bestowed back onto you. So this is just a really wonderful reminder to be very aware of what we're putting out into the world, especially to our family, and knowing that generosity can be returned to us. It also can be, if we've had negative reactions in the past, we could be reaping what we sow, so to speak. So lessons learned, tribulations experienced, we might be going down memory lane with family as far as how the wheel has turned in our families as a whole. We might be experiencing as a family this turning of the wheel for abundance and prosperity. In health, we have 10 of Cups, which, as I said, that is just absolutely glorious. This was as a 10 showing up in your health. It is the culmination of good health. All of the rituals, all of your routines, all of your dedication to being very strict and stringent and health oriented, it's paying off. You've reached this culmination moment of mental health, physical health, any health related concern that you may have had. You're reaching this culmination point of understanding it, of having it diagnosed, of having it treated, and things are starting to take an uphill. They have taken an uphill swing so that you're able to obtain this good health. 10 of Cups is the culmination, like I said. So you have achieved good, positive health in September. And what is getting in your way? I did kind of allude to a couple different things where the Hermit is concerned. This is major arcana for the sign of Virgo. And so we could actually have a Virgo person coming along and creating a barrier, creating a challenge, creating a problem, just not being cooperative, not helping you, Scorpio, to succeed in September. They could be obstructing your path in some way, shape, or form. Or I know that it is a Scorpio nature to want to go within often. That's how I believe a Scorpio rejuvenates, is introvertedly. So to go within, to be with your own thoughts, your own mind, your own heart, to go home and shut the windows and the doors and just be alone. That is, I feel as a Scorpio myself, that is like a power regeneration cycle for a Scorpio, to go within, to be alone, to be quiet, to keep your stinger tucked in, to protect others, but also to protect yourself by going into your shell and hiding. So it's showing up as a barrier. This can be, if that's the second version of the story is true for you, Scorpio, where maybe you're going in too much. Maybe you're detaching too much. Maybe there's a good quality to pulling your energy back and rejuvenating, and then that can become a negative because no one can find you. No one can reach you. You are isolated so much and so often that others don't know what to do with you. So if this is the case, understand that hermiting can work to your disadvantage in September and possibly catch yourself and maybe pull yourself out of that cycle of too much is too much. So hermit showing up as your barrier, and just my 2 cents on that energy. And as we moved into the advice, we have 10 of Wands, which is overburdened, having the weight of the world on your shoulders. This can also be your back hurts, literally your back hurts because you've worked so hard, you've had so much to do. Maybe this summer has just been very burdensome for you. These wands on this camel's back are actually burdens. They're actually one too many wands upon this camel's back. They just can't take it. They can't do anymore. So your advice is, as this 10 of Wands is showing up in your advice section, is to understand when the burdens are just too daggum heavy and it's time to lay them down. The advice is to lay the burdens down and stop carrying them. They're not yours to carry anymore. 10 of Wands. As your future, showing up for the 10 of Swords, this is being stabbed in the back, being betrayed. The good thing about this being in your future is the 10 of Swords completes a cycle. So the future is telling you the cycle is over. It's finally over. You don't have to worry anymore. You already know who the rat is. You already know who's put the swords in. You already know. You've been shown the truth. You see the truth. You understand the truth. The swords are all about mental energy. So the card just before 10 of Swords is the 9 of Swords, which is insomnia, not being able to sleep because you're sitting up all night thinking all the thoughts. The 10 of Swords is that cycle's done. You're no longer staying in an imprisonment of your own mind. You're no longer losing sleep at night. You're no longer being betrayed and lied to and snuck around and all that. It's over. The future orientation, 10 of Swords, is showing you that this cycle is finally done. And that is wonderful. The next cycle that begins is Ace of Swords, which is a brand new idea, a brand new thought, a flashbulb moment. And so you're on your way as you progress into the fall season with a brand new sense of clarity, clear-mindedness, open-hearted thought processes. And so I do believe that this showing up as a future orientation is actually good news because the cycle is over. So I don't think I'm going to clarify that after all, because these are probably two of my least favorite cards, but when I see them showing up as advice and future, I understand the positive side of these two negative cards. In those orientations is the cycles are over. That's why I think you're getting in your chariot and you're riding away. That's why I think you're balancing and alchemizing situations to work in your favor. That's why I believe that there's going to be a death cycle in your finances, because if one job is ending, if one debt is ending, then there will be a transformation in your finances. I feel that your health is improving because these things are over finally. So this is a positive reading, Scorpio, and I do not feel that it is necessary to go ahead and clarify this. What I do want to leave you with, though, is the Intuitive Whispers Oracle card deck. And I would like to shuffle a few times. So again, just tune into your energy. Maybe go back and listen to how this spread kind of came out and see if anything resonates for you in particular, Scorpio. Remember, I would love to hear your comments. I'd like to hear any feedback you have to share or say with me. Your interaction with the channel really does help the algorithm of the channel. So like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that is so appreciated. This is the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. This is by Maud Hurst. And I am going to read from the book so that I make sure to give you the proper intention of the author and their message. And this says to gift yourself. So gift yourself is the number 28. And that does reduce down to 10, which is the number 1. Let me get to the right spot in the book, and then I'll put that card back up. Then you can meditate on the image and see if anything comes up for you. You might have something different pop out for you than what I'm reading. This says, gift yourself. What is the best gift you have ever received? What was it about that gift that made it so special? Maybe the gift made you feel loved, seen, and understood. We all love receiving gifts, but it can also feel joyful to give a thoughtful gift to someone else. Spending time and effort thinking about what they would love. What if you could gift yourself that same level of love and thoughtfulness? What do you desire in this moment? Here's your chance to give to yourself, a gesture of self-love, because you're worth it. Write yourself a gift list of things that would feel truly lovely to receive. A massage, a candle, some bath salts, a cinema trip, a change of scenery. Look through your list to discover what you desire most right now. It is an exercise in both receiving and in exploring your desires and what your body is craving in this moment. Then go ahead and gift yourself. Scorpio, I hope this was a message that helps you, that gives you insight and wisdom into your situation, into your month of September. Thank you so much for being here and for your energy. I do wish you love, light, and peace. Be well.